Hi there, thanks very much for stopping by and seeing the next instalment of Moira torturing herself with a junk journal. I have prepared my papers to some extent, and this morning I indulged in trying to trim them down. I'll be honest with you, this isn't something I normally do, but I thought since I'm filming this I maybe better try to make it as neat as possible. I have never had so much difficulty in my life trying to trim paper, and I swear to God I shall never try that again. It is more hassle than it is worth. I had a rotary cutter, I had a guillotine, I had a pair of scissors, and I took just about everything to the paper to get it all to the one size so that it looked neat. And it's neat-ish. Don't know if it's 100%, but it's going to have to do. Having done that, it means that I really need to try and keep the papers in the order that I've now put them in. At this stage I haven't done anything as regards decorating any page. I have just made my selections of papers and got them all fitted inside one another. So what I'm going to do as part of the decor is add some numeric stamping. So I have my numbers, and this is going to be pretty tedious for you, I'm afraid, but you'll need to bear with me. I won't be stamping every single page because there really isn't any point, but what I will do is, so that I know the order they're in, and I'm going to use this kind of blue ink here and hope that it goes okay with all of the rest of the papers. Now, because I'm using what they call photopolymer ink, or photopolymer stamps should I say, that's the clear stamps, you tend to find that they stamp better if they're cushioned a little bit. So in that respect I've got a mouse mat below me, and hopefully that'll be enough to make sure that things go okay. All you really need to do is hold your stamp in place long enough to ensure that the ink transfers to the page. And I'm happy enough with that number 1. Don't need to stamp number 2 on the other side because clearly it's number 2. So I'm not so fussed about doing the pages that are book pages, simply because when I got them ready they're all shorter than the rest of the book anyway, so I don't need to bother with that. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, this will be 5. Wait a minute, I want to use a different 5 because I don't want them all looking the same. I would tell you what the stamp set is, but I honestly can't remember. I know it's somebody like, I think it's someone like Hero Arts, but I couldn't tell you with any great degree of certainty who it is that the stamps come from. Five, 6, 7 will be my mix page. There will be other stamping in the book once I've got this out of the way, but I'll need to have a think about what I'm going to do. Whoops, that number 5's got stuck back. Right, so I'm looking for a number 7. Some of these stamps I've never used before, so they don't always take, when you're using them for the first time. You should in theory season a stamp, and by season a stamp what I mean is sometimes if you use Versamark, the stuff you use for embossing, Versamark, and then use a coloured ink on top, it kind of seasons them so that the coloured ink takes better. So that's 7, 8, 9's the next page, but it's a book page, so that's 9, 10. So we're on to, with this page, number 11. Now I'm pretty sure I've got 2 ones. They're different ones, but then again, the whole point of this is not only to remind me the order of the pages, but being a junk journal, we want it to look like somebody's made it. We don't want it, or as far as I'm concerned, we don't want it to look like a book we've bought in a shop. I like my books to have a handmade quality, but be a high standard of handmade. Oh wait a minute, I'm going to need that one again. Right, so that was 11, 12, so my next page will be 13, which is that. I don't think I'll bother with that one, because I think that's shorter. That's 13, 14, so this will be 15, and I'm not going to be able to see anything on that because it's too dark, so I'm going to put on the inside 16. So, what'd you see? I bet you put 61. The intention is it's still going to look kind of random, randomish. I'm not suggesting for an instant that when you make a book you should sit and go through the rigours of this. This has been solely because I cut these pages, and quite frankly I wouldn't do it like this again. I'm only doing it like this because if I do it my clumsy normal way, it'll you'll all sit there and go, God, what a mess she's making. Right, so that's 16, 17, 18, doily in there. So this will be 19, and the inside of which will be 20. You can tell if you've used a stamp before by the difficulty as you try to get them off the sheet of plastic they come in. It may well be once we embark on decorating that some of these numbers will be covered up, and that's fair enough, because by the time we get to the decorating I'll be pretty well established as to what's happening. Do you know what I mean? I might even be decorating them once they're stuck in the book. We'll play that by ear. Right, so that was 20, that's 21, 22, which makes this page 23. I really like this stamp set. It is so random. Again, it was, when I bought it, it was a kind of, you know, I figured in using it at some point in a junk journal for stamping, because I was thinking along the lines of, you know how when you're doing wee bits of thingy on them, you're doing your wee bits of random stamping, where you've got your text, and I just thought random numbers among that's going to look really good. Having said that, I might have used it once and I've not done it again, but that's not unusual with me, because I buy so much that I put things away and then I forgot I've got them, and you know, you don't use them again until something crops up and you'll dig them out for something, and then you think, oh here, I'll need to use them. Right, that's 23, 24, so this page, which is really good in colour, is 25, and there's my 5. That's 52. Knew that would happen. I don't know why this page is quite so dark, but I really like it. That's 25. 26. This will be 27. I'm going to stamp on the inside. 28. I don't know if I'll get both of these on the... No, I'm not going to get both of these on the thing at one time. But that's okay, because I'll stamp my 2 and then I'll stamp my 8. Should have done that in black, shouldn't I? Because the 8 ball's black. I don't know if I can fix that yet, but that's not done that great. That's a wee bit better. Right, so this will be 29. So we've got a really pretty rank, rotten, horrible weather day here, just for a change. When Perio came to visit recently, the sun shone every day she was here, I think. Well, it did in Edinburgh, it didn't so much where I am, but that's the way it goes, I suppose. Wee doily in that page, and the next one is going to be 30. Now, should have more than one, yeah, I do have more than 1 3. Right, that's kind of big, so I'm going to have to stamp that on its own. Oops. Right, hold on, that stamp just fell between my legs. Oh great, it's blending into the carpet. Oh, not the carpet, the laminate. Hold on a wee second. No, I know it's here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Rolled away across the floor. Right, that's us, we're fine. Saved. £31, and my wallpaper is 32, and that'll be 33. So this wallpaper is an absolute devil, by the way. Hold on a wee sec till I stamp this, and then I'll tell you what happened when I tried to play with it this morning. This morning I decided, right, I'm going to put a page in, and it was a wee bit, needless to say, too big, so I went to cut it, and as I cut it, it was still a wee bit too big, and I thought, do you know what would be nice? If I went along the edge with a Martha Stewart punch. Well, the texture of the wallpaper, because I've got a feeling it's some sort of modern day washable type thing, was such that there was absolutely no way that Martha Stewart punch was going through it. And I gave it a good go, but it just wasn't for happening. Excuse me. So eventually I gave up, and I thought, you know, I really don't need that much. And I had another bit still left, so I went and I used that. Right, I don't need to number the rest of the pages, because obviously I only need one side of the pages to know what's happening. So at this point I can randomise it and put in anything, so that it looks as if there's a measure of cohesion in terms of there are numbers, but they don't necessarily follow any sequence. So that is exactly what I'll do. I shall randomly stamp on what's left. And that will do me. In terms of numeric stamping anyway. Still got to decide what else I'm going to use in terms of stamping. I don't remember using many 7s. I don't like the look of that page. I'm going to trim that a wee bit. Just a wee tiny bit in the middle of it that looks as if I didn't make a very good job of tackling it with the 10 million cutting implements I used. There we go, looks a wee bit neater. Now there will be the odd wee bit of paper that's just not quite right, but that's okay, because it is a junk journal and it doesn't necessarily need to look like other people's junk journals, because it's a Moira junk journal. And Moira junk journals just look like Moira make them. As far as I'm concerned. I take pride in my individuality. Maybe my individuality's in my head, I don't know. You can tell me. Be honest, seriously. I mean, I think I like what I do, and I feel I do make stuff that stands out as being a one-of-a-kind type thing. But I don't know if other people see it the way I see it. I've no idea, obviously, unless you tell me. I mean, people will say things like, I really like your work and whatever, but I mean, don't get me wrong, I really appreciate it when you tell me that, because I've not got a great deal of confidence in many respects, but you find it difficult to judge your work against other people's, in terms of, you know, you look for different things in different folk. Right, I think that's us for the numbers. So there's obviously going to be some numbers at the back and there's going to be some numbers at the front. The numbers at the front are going to use to remember what page is what when it comes to decorating, just in case I take a page out to do stamping on it, because it's a lot easier as far as I'm concerned to do stamping before you sew your book together. I find it impossible to do them once it's sewn in. I did it with the last journal, I think it was, that I made, and bitterly regretted it, quite frankly. So that's the numeric stamping. I will now have a short pause, during which time I shall have a think about what other stamps I want to use in this, and I'll be back with you. Okay. Hi, thanks very much for hanging about. I inadvertently did some stamping there, thinking I was filming, and I wasn't, so you'll need to excuse that aspect of things. What I'm going to do next is some more random stamping, again only on the pages that aren't scrapbooking paper, because I'm planning on doing collages. It's my intention that these pages be used for the actual journaling. So all I've got to do now is try and figure out which way's up with this. Right, that's us. So this is a text stamp that I think I got through AliExpress. Sometimes it's really difficult to remember where I've bought stuff, because you know what it's like, especially with Wish and AliExpress. You buy it and you sit and wait for weeks before something shows up. Right, stamp that there. There will be a residue of ink on that, and I'm going to use that to just put it there so that it looks kind of faded. Like I'm hoping you can see that okay. It's like it's been picked up from some other document that it's been lying next to. Stamped a ticket on this page, and other than that, this is a kind of splatter type stamp I've got, and again I'm just going to randomly stamp on these pages. Just to make it look as if something's been spilled on them. It gives it a wee kind of, it's just to make it look that wee bit different, do you know what I mean? I don't like my books, I don't want my books to look like anybody else's books. As far as I'm concerned, you know, I want to be distinctive. I want people to think, oh, that's a Moira journal. But I don't want them to think that it looks like everybody else's journal. I want it to be sufficiently different from other folks. I don't know if I succeed. You can let me know. Now I've only partially stamped, partially inked that, because again I want it to look as if it's just a kind of random thing on the page. And the good thing is, you always, when you're doing this kind of stamping, once you've inked something up, if you stamp it again, it looks, obviously change the angle and things like that, but it looks even more distressed, and you can get 2 or 3 out of each stamp, which is pretty good really. Got a bit of text on that page that came from the stamping I did earlier. So I'll just put some random marks on it. Drop it on it and it looks even more distressed. I really like this wee splattery one. I think that looks quite good. You can tell, I can always tell the stamps that are going to be used a lot. Now there's another couple of stamps on this that I can use. Always be very careful when you use stamps when they're stuck quite heavily. I was quite determined to get this off there, but sometimes you really need to take your time in case, because you don't want to damage the stamps, and it is possible to shred some of these. Some are better quality than others, and as such, I'm going to put that up there. When they're better quality than others, it's fair enough that you can be a wee bit rougher with them, but it's also the case that sometimes it's ill-advised to be too rough. So be very careful with stamping when you're using photopolymer, especially if they're brand new, because some of them can be really very sticky on the acetate, and it's quite difficult to get them off, and you tend to kind of lose the will to live and get a bit brute force-ish. It's easily done. I haven't said that, I've got one stamp that's ripped, and it's not badly ripped. I can still use it, thankfully. Right, that's us for sure this time. I'm not going to do any more stamping in this wee book. I will be doing stamping in terms of, sorry, I'm just wiping this text stamp. I will be doing stamping in terms of tags and things like that, but we'll tackle that on another day. In the interim, that's it for today, I think. So just put that back in there. So our book is beginning to take shape and not looking too bad at all. Always when you've had pages out, make sure you've put them back the right way up. Wouldn't be the first time I've done that. I think I have sewn papers into books before, the wrong way around. But nothing's unfixable. You can always fix things, always. It's annoying, but you can always fix. Right, that's us. I'll hopefully see you tomorrow, and we'll start tackling the decorated pages, both in terms of collages and pockets. So, thanks for sticking with me. Let me know what you think, and I shall speak to you again soon. Hopefully tomorrow, if not tomorrow then the next day. Thank you very much for your time. See you later guys, bye.